Hello everyone, welcome to the 10 to 1, your high-speed daily update where we're reeling in all things fishing in 10 minutes or less right here in one spot. I'm your host Mike Anderson. Today is Thursday, February 10th, and I am so excited to be here with all of you once again. Today, as I watch the snow flying and it's so cold the dogs don't even want to go outside, let's kick things off by dreaming of warmer temps and spring fishing. For bass fishermen, early spring is somewhat of a holy time of year. When the official spring calendar coming in just over a month, this is when most anglers are coming out of winter hibernation, getting out on the water for the first time. Of course, if you're lucky enough to live in warmer climates, you've probably been on the water for weeks, possibly even months, or maybe even never left it. Those are the lucky ones. For the rest of us, we're left dreaming and waiting for that time of year when bass start getting really active. When the first few warm fronts of the year start moving them from their winter homes up to the shallower areas. To get started off this fishing season the right way, let's think of some tips on how to locate and catching early spring bass and things that can really help us. So let's start out with these top three. Number one, focus on water temps. One of the great things about bass is that they are predictable creatures of habit. Their entire lives and behavior are predicated on some very basic instincts. The instinct to eat, mate, be safe, be comfortable, and that's pretty much it. Most of these instincts are influenced by the time of year and water temperature. So it's absolutely imperative to pay attention to what the water temp is and what it's doing that early spring time of year. It's fairly universal that largemouth spawn somewhere between 55 and 60 degrees. Before that, in the pre-spawn, when the water temp rises up to around 48 to 55 degrees, you're typically going to see bass start to get a really active feeding. This is the best chance all year to catch that giant bass in that early pre-spawn period. Tip number two, search with reaction baits. Get out of your comfort zone if you're not used to using these type of baits, but trust us, they'll work. Once those water temps get up to that pre-spawn temperature, it's time to start covering some serious water. Start out deep near the main lake points or common deep areas that bass like to hang out in and work your way more shallow. Jerk baits, crankbaits, Alabama rigs, walking baits, and swim baits are just some of the moving baits that are essential to have rigged up in early spring fishing. Keep moving until you find the fish. Once you do, it can be a fast and furious. Make sure that you have some finesse baits rigged up to follow up after you get that short strike. A stick bait or a Senko style bait, weightless, is a perfect option for this. This leads us to tip number three, looking below the surface. More than any time of the year in the spring, it's really important to pay attention to what's going on underneath the water. If possible, make sure you have a decent set of electronics that's set up on your kayak. This will alert you to fish activity while you're out moving around. If you don't see the bait and the fish, move on. If you're not set up with electronics, just try investing in a simple pair of polarized sunglasses and spend some time looking in the shallows for bass moving up into their spawning flats. Now keep in mind, if you see smaller males around, the big girls aren't too far away. Pay attention to that area when you can barely see the bottom. Many times you'll spot a bigger fish cruising in and out of your visual area. Get away from the little fish, pull off the shallows a bit, and target that slightly deeper area. This can pay off huge this time of year. Now, all of these tips are great, just general background knowledge to get out early spring bass fishing. But in all honesty, nothing beats time on the water to really learn and pattern bass behavior. So make sure to get out this spring, get out as often as you can, and try and follow the bass as they go through their transitions. This will teach you more about the bass than any article or website that you're going to find. Go out, participate, get involved yourself, and start learning so that you've got that knowledge bank set up for yourself. Now that's it for your 10 to 1 today, folks. Stay tuned for tomorrow. Tight lines, everybody, and stay safe out there. Thank you.